Hey guys, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. You already know all about Misha X, okay? I know. You know what hasn't been done yet? Making a tone with it, besides the artist presets and all the presets, but anyway, today I wrote a small little demo track and I'm going to be making a tone from scratch just so you can see how I would go about doing it inside of Misha X and what I think about. If you like the video or if you want to join my Discord community, the link is in the description, but let's just get right into it. So this was the demo track. I mostly just wanted to have like a clean guitar section and just a heavy part with maybe a lead. And this is what I have so far. It's a very sick amp, I'm not gonna lie. I was even messing with the laser pedal right here and it sounds kind of nutty. But that's besides the point. And so pretty much anything before the amp sim right here, you can discard. That's just for my DI processing stuff that I do for all the crazy wacky sounds. And the only reason I have this one open is because I already automated the laser pedal in this one and I decided I wanted to change some stuff. So rather than doing the reasonable thing, I just opened up another plugin. But I'll turn off the EQ, everything else after the amp, and turn back on this cab, reset all the settings here, turn off all of this, reset the EQ, and just by default, this is just everything 12 o'clock, everything off. Right, so let's start with the clarity compressor. I actually have the physical pedal that I recorded into. I'll start everything at 12 o'clock. And the only reason I wanted to put this on, even though I recorded through the clarity compressor, is because the laser pedal is probably going to be adding volume when you do like those screechy laser sounds. So this is going to help really compensate and make it all level. So I didn't want to go too hard on the compression. I just wanted to put a little bit there so it's a little bit more even. So you can see when I do the laser effects, it goes up to -3, so it is doing some gain reduction there, but I'll just leave it at that. And then I will do the precision drive because it is kind of a loosey-goosey low end. Reset everything. You don't want to really go too high on the drive on the precision drive because it is an extremely driven drive, I guess you can say. It is very, very overwhelming. It's really something. Attack, it's going to basically be what makes your tone tighter, so no attack. I like it around there, that sounds good. Then I do like bright tones, and if you've watched my channel for some time, you know that. So I did boost the brightness just a little bit from 12 o'clock, but not too much. Volume, I will do to taste, so I'll just go all the way down. Just slightly before where I put the brightness. Basically what I'm looking for there is obviously zeros off. If you go 100%, it's going to be kind of boosting a little bit too much, in my opinion, to the actual amp, as you can probably hear. You can hear that it's really pushing it, but when I have it back here, it's much more manageable. Next, what I will do is actually the cab. I like to do the cab first because it helps influence what I'm basically going to decide on the EQ on the amp head itself. If you don't know, the 57 at an angle, that's going to help reduce some of those harsh frequencies, so I'm actually going to keep that. But I want to hear what that sounds like on its own. I kind of like it in the middle. It's at the zero distance as well. Another thing I like to do to help influence what microphones I'm using is if I listen to just one, I like the mids of that. I like the general feel of that. But let's say I want more low end, I'll turn that off and listen to only the second microphone and pick one that I like the low end of. That's a really nice one. That's also a nice one, but I can see it being a little boomy. That's also a very nice one. So I'll just put it in the middle. Trying to find like a nice sweet spot, blend it in. Maybe about there, maybe turn down the mic level a little bit. About like that. I would say that's a good starting point to start tinkering. Now, everything's at 12, so just see what the second voice is like. I like the top one. Mess with the gain. And the way I set gain, it's no different than anyone else, but I basically go to where it's like at the absolute point where if it's any lower, I will start losing some of the character that I like from the gain, like a bloomy palm mute or otherwise. Mess with the bass. Sounds good. Mids. Sounds good. Treble. About there sounds good. Looks like I'm just going to end up going with all of them slanted at this angle. That's with the output because it is a little quiet. About there. Presence. Okay, that does sound good. It is introducing quite a bit of harshness, but let's try to compensate that with some EQ. So I'm going to just boost 65 Hertz because why not? I'm hearing a low end build up maybe around here. Yep. Just a 0.4 reduction there. See what the 250 sounds like. .2 dB reduction there. And I'll just kind of go through the same thing and on every band and see what sounds good. So let's just blow through that real quick. Alright, that sounds good. Before I make any moves, actually, I'm going to put on the Pro MB just to restart. I'll look for where the palm mute peak is. So about right there, and I'll just kind of leave it, not gonna lie. Just backed off the threshold just a little bit because it was activating even when it didn't really need to. I mostly just wanted to catch those palm mutes because that low end buildup is going to kind of influence what I feel like I should be cutting in the EQ when I kind of maybe don't have to. So back to the EQ. Deal with some of that high-end screeching that's going on with the lasers. Alright, and let's hear how this sounds in the mix so far. Immediately we can bring up the output. Alright, so I am hearing a build-up somewhere in the mid-range, I believe. That exact frequency, the 250. Maybe around 180. Then I will use Soothe, and I typically just use Softer Guitar Cab. It's just one of the default presets, but I do find that it does help, especially in those screeching areas. Hear how that sounds. Still hearing some kind of mid build-up. In the mix one more time. And then typically, I know you don't really have to, but I do like to use compression on my Guitarbass when there is screeches because it just helps further flatten out the dynamics between the actual playing and those laser effects. I have a 5 input, so I'm not doing too much gain reduction at all. Fast attack, fast release, and I'm just making sure that I'm gain staging that so I don't have to worry about it being too much louder once I actually apply this. But this was before I started adjusting things, so that might be different now. So let's just take a listen. You can hear that as soon as I put that on, it's a lot more flat. It's not really jumping in volume at all. One thing I've been experimenting with is using R-bass on guitars, and I know someone's going to probably bash on me for that. But for amp sims like this, where there's not a particular amount of low end that I like in tones, I do find that it helps kind of bring it down. So with it on. Yeah, that sounds in the mix. Got a little loud, so let's bring back the volume on the Guitarbass. Hear how it sounds in solo as well. Kind of want to take it a step further and add the octaver into the mix, so let's turn that on. I don't like using the +1 octave, to be honest. I'm just going to turn that down. Don't want too much of it in, just a little bit. That 227 hertz, that is going a little crazy. To be honest, I think that's a pretty decent tone. One more time, just full through. Of course, there is some stuff that I can do to make it sit into the mix a little bit more, but I just wanted to show how I go about building tones inside of plugins and how I go about actually doing that from scratch, rather than just tell you click on a preset and put on a different cab. I will leave a download link to this exact preset that I just made in the description below, as well as the Discord community, yeah, if you want to join. That will be it for me today though, and I hope you guys found some sort of value in this, and if you did, leave it a like, subscribe if you want to, or don't. I'll just cry and cry. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.